Hey guys, how you doing out there? It's a beautiful day out here. Just thought I'd be walking around in the backyard enjoying the nice cool breeze out here, and thought I'd do a video on identifying centipede grass. I've had this channel for a few years now, and I've never actually done an identification video, which might be useful to those out there who are kind of, unsure of what kind of grass type they have. So centipede is a warm season grass, so you'll find it in certain regions of the US, mainly Florida, the Carolinas, Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana, mainly in the southeast. Obviously you can have it in other areas as well, but those are the kind of the main states that have centipede. So let's talk about the characteristics of centipede that you can easily identify. So first I'll talk about it a little bit, and then I'll show you pictures, and you can easily differentiate between centipede, St. Augustine, Bermuda, and zoysia. So those are the four main grass types I see in my area. I'm in Alabama. But centipede is kind of a medium blade grass. Bermuda is really fine, and zoysia, certain types of zoysia you can easily confuse with centipede, because some of the new zoysia cultivars are actually medium bladed, so it gets a little confusing with that. And the most, I guess, confusing it can be is St. Augustine versus centipede, because they look pretty similar, but there's an easy way to tell the difference between the two. So let's go and look at some examples. I actually have a Bermuda patch in my yard that I can show you what Bermuda looks like, and obviously centipede. I want to show you a runner and how you can identify that it's centipede. Let's take a look. So like I was saying, centipede is kind of a medium width grass blade. So if we just take a piece of it out here, it's kind of a medium size blade of grass. Thinner than St. Augustine. St. Augustine is a little wider. But it's also kind of, it's not very dark green. It's kind of just a nice medium green. That's the sign of a healthy centipede lawn. But let me show you a runner. You can easily identify centipede. This is kind of a what the actual leaf blade looks like. Let's go look at a runner. So as you can see here, it's kind of a light green color, and that's, a lot of the sunshine that gets on my yard in here is the healthiest part of the grass. But up here in the shaded areas, really struggle. And I've got some runners actually though that are filling in. I mean, look at that runner right there. If you can identify runners like this in your yard, you can see that the main stolon here, that's what you call that stem, the stolon that's going to run across the surface, it's going to have alternating nodes that come off of it. So they're not perpendicular to one another. The one like here on the right, it'll come out this way, and then a little bit further up the stolon, the one on the left will come up. And a little bit further up, the one on the right, a little bit further up, the one on the left. They don't come out from the same point on the stolon. Type of grass where it does come out on the same side is St. Augustine. Let's take a look at Bermuda grass. The easiest way to identify Bermuda grass, you can tell this is a lot wispier. And if you run your hand over it, you can kind of see the stalks underneath it, how they're brown. That's the easiest indicator that that's Bermuda. Bermuda really likes to be kept really low. And if it's fluffy like this, you're gonna have these little stalks underneath where it's kind of brown on the first half of the blade. And it's a lot more of a finer blade grass. You see that? So that's the easiest way to identify Bermuda, is those stalks. So now let's go see if we can find a St. Augustine yard and get a stolon on that and show you the difference between St. Aug and centipede. And I'll find a good zoysia yard. Actually, my front yard is emerald zoysia, so I'll show you a little patch of that. This here is my front yard of emerald zoysia. Very dense and fine bladed as well, but you can obviously tell the difference between this and Bermuda. It's more of a very dense carpet, and emerald can get kind of a needly, almost like needle-like blade. Right now we're going through kind of a drought, but pretty healthy zoysia lawn. And as you can tell, it's really dense. Not a whole lot of weeds can get through this because it's so dense. So I actually really like emerald zoysia, and it does really well in my area here. It doesn't have that brown stalk necessarily that Bermuda has, and it's There are cultivars, like I said, of zoysia that are a little bit more difficult to distinguish. Zoysia has stolons and rhizomes, which are the runners underneath the soil surface. So this is a lot more of a dense mat, though, than centipede is. So here is an example of a St. Augustine runner. You can see that this stolon here, each blade of grass is coming out from the same point. That's an easy way to identify if it's St. Augustine. See the difference? It's coming out from the same node. Easy difference. And it's a lot thicker. So it's a fatter blade of grass and it's thicker. So it's really that easy. I hope this video has been helpful. Hopefully you can at least distinguish between the centipede and the St. Augustine. Once you get kind of a trained eye for it, you can easily identify just from, you know, walking past a yard or something, saying, oh, that's Bermuda, oh, that's zoysia, oh, that's centipede. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, I talk about centipede grass on this channel, grass tips, product reviews, things like that. So give me a follow if you haven't already. We'll talk soon. Take care.